So far this week I've traded gold twice, and I did focus on my other account, which is on a drawdown. I've been on a drawdown on that account for quite some months now, but however this week I decided to focus on that trading account, and I've been able to grow it from a drawdown of, I was around 19.2, because of that is the 20k account. If you come closer here, this is the account. So we've been able to push this to 21 300 ish, but this was the first trade I took. It was a buy side, and this one gave me some decent profit today, which was the second position I took. But at 4 a.m. around Asian session before London Open, I happened to close that with a loss about 400-ish, and hence my equity came down a little. So, but looking at the whole situation of the account is pretty much doing fine. I'll be needing around 900-ish to be done with phase one, and I'm really actually been aggressive on this account because I'm still within the evaluation phase. Once I get funded, I'll look at how I'll reduce my risk by maybe 50%. I'll slow down my risk. I'll be conservative with it because I want to be able to make withdrawals from this account alongside with my other account as well. So as for my second account, I've not traded that account for this week. I traded it this morning though, and it happens to be that I closed with a small loss, just minus 150, and the reason is because I'm being very conservative with that account, and of course I want to maintain that account to be able to constantly withdraw from it. So as for my morning routines, my mornings usually I wake up as early as I can, between 4 to 5 a.m. and the reason is because the landscape of how the market is actually very, very spontaneous. A lot has been changing so far, and you need to be able to be proactive as a trader. So for me, over time, I've been able to pick a few trades early in the morning, more like the closure of the Asian session before London, a few good trades, and also at the back end of New York before I go to bed. So basically, it's a more of how I end the previous day determines how well I'll start the next day. So the routine is very important because as a full-time trader, you could easily get distracted because you are, having more time to yourself. You might easily get distracted scrolling on social media or doing some random stuff that might not be productive, which is why I also have my journal here. So over here, if you look at my journal, on my trading journal here, you can see for the week I have mapped out plans I have for the week. So on trading, I'm going to be focusing on getting done with an evaluation phase one. I also look at trading my funded account with low risk as well. Then content creation for YouTube. Want to have that consistency where I do upload one video per week. Last week I was not able to put out a long form content, and it was largely because I had so much going on the previous week. But this week, currently you're watching the video, which will be rolled out this weekend as well. So pretty much my morning routine has to do with me being very effective with my charts. So if you look over here on my chart, on my red list here, I have just these two pairs, and these two pairs are actually pairs I was looking at Tuesday-ish, and this didn't actually play out because I was looking for a buy side here, more of like a break and retest, but this trade failed to play out. So today I don't really have much on my list here. This is like the charts which I normally go through and this entire instrument to scan for trades, and that will set the tone for me to know what to focus on for that trading day. So usually I will have to revisit my chart once it's around 11-12 a.m. This is because I want to see if there's any significant changes from what I've seen before the London market open, and that's a very sensitive kill zone for me ahead of New York market open. So I want to revisit my chart and take a look at what's going on, if I will change my bias or if the market is looking really, really good. Now over to the next thing, which is how do I get to manage my trading account, how do I apply my risk management, how do I know which account to trade. So that brings me to the second thing. So because I trade multiple accounts, there's this mistake of traders having multiple trading accounts on one device. I have had this mistake in the past, and I had to get another device to be able to trade. So I have the evaluation account logged in here, while the on my PC and on my other phone I have the funded account there, so that I don't get things mixed up. Because if I do get things mixed up, let's say I'm taking a position on gold, on the funded account is usually around one lot size. Sorry, on the evaluation account is usually around one lot size, and on the funded account is 0.5 or lower depending on the setup. So I will not want to go through the order book to change or anything. I'll just execute to avoid all of those things and all. So that's about it. A quick tour of my setup, my mini setup. So if you look at here, you'll be wondering why so many game controllers. Well, that's because I do game as one of my side hobbies. I enjoy playing video games, FIFA, and you name it. So hence why I have my controllers up here, and I do have some of my friends around, and we use that to pass time. Maybe during the week I might game alone. On weekends I have my friends over and we game intensively. Then over to my decks here. So this decks is just the usual kind of decks, not so expensive, and it's wood color. My screen here, I'm using a smart TV Hisense. There's a 40-inch screen, and I prefer using a screen because of it gives me a very wide overview of what's going on in the market. It's a very big screen. Then of course I have my Dex mic. I got this from AliExpress. I got this actually years ago, and it was pretty much very cheap at the time. I don't know how much it might be now. And here I have my headphone, and the headphone stand also from the stand is from AliExpress. The headphone, this is my Christmas gift. Somebody gifted me this headphone. I use this for my live sessions for the day. Then for internet, using Airtel 5G router, and I prefer doing the unlimited plan, which is why I'm using the router. And I'm not the kind of person that likes checking how much data I'm having left and all this kind of stuff. I use the internet a lot, so I prefer the router that gives me unlimited plan. Before this came on board, I used to use MTN. MTN is the one I use. I do like a yearly plan and all, but they slashed out that yearly offer, so I have to switch to this. So as for my laptop, I'm using a Dell laptop, Core i7 10th gen. It's a high-end laptop, largely because I do editing of the videos, sometimes game and some other things, so I need a heavy-duty laptop. Then the chair is also gotten from all of these vendors around that you can buy office equipment from, pretty much a decent price, around $350. I don't know how much the price will be currently. I got this quite some time ago. Then the laptop stand as well. So pretty much this just like a simple deck setup, and I've not actually given a tour or a breakdown of how these things that I was able to put together and so on. So I didn't get everything at once, not to fool you or anything. I got each one one at a time. First was the laptop, the TV, you get it, the chair, and just one at a time, and within a short period of time I was able to put everything together. So that's just a quick talk for my trading setup. If there's no trade happening for that day, I will do other activities. Other activities might be anything that comes up outside what's related to trading. So if I don't have mentorship session, which I do have sometimes 2 times in a week or 3 times, I know that probably that day I'm having lots of time to probably do content or I go out to do some outdoor activities or see some of my friends, and that's about it. So for today, I'm pretty much not looking to trade anything for London session. However, I will visit the chart New York session to see what's going on, if there's anything that makes more sense at all in the market. So uh, typically I would say my experience as a full-time trader is you can easily get distracted while trying to take a trade in the market, because you are not really answering to anyone or stuff. And if you slack on any of your routine, if you don't have a routine that keeps you in check, you might miss loads and loads of setups, and that's not one thing you want to have all the time. Now the other thing also is being able to control yourself while you are looking to take a trade. Now that's another difficult part. This is largely because you have um, good quality time, and you might be tempted to take trades that are not quality enough to be on your watch list, or you get bored and you start taking trades that are very poor. And that's one other thing you will need to avoid, to have a proper plan where you know your setups to the T, and you know how the market behaves around your setup, more like forecasting three scenarios, so that you know how to approach the market depending on the situation at hand. Then of course, one last thing that I want to also point out is, as a full-time trader, you don't get to trade every single day. The market might not provide you with that single opportunity every single day. And looking at the current situation with the market, with tariffs as the major red hot news that shakes up the market, Trump tweeting and maybe slapping tariff to one economy or the other, or imposing tariff on one thing or the other, that usually shakes up the market. And I will clearly state this, that I went about a month plus without taking any trade. That was the previous month. I went a long period of time without taking any trade, and finally I took a trade on index USD, which happened to be a very good setup and a profitable trade, and hence why I was able to have a payout the previous month. This month, still working towards it to get a payout, but the landscape is really really tough and is very spontaneous. What usually works basically is kind of not that common anymore. You see the markets, very spontaneous. For the most part, instruments that are the most spontaneous of all are gold and indices, which is why that's where I put most of my focus lately and take trades and all of that. So that's about it. So if you find this video informative and you enjoy the content, do well to smash the like button, turn your bell, turn on your post notification, and hit that bell icon to stay notified whenever I drop new videos like this. And also I'll put a video right here on the screen so that you see how I'm being able to trade high impact news, and also being able to trade NFP and so on. This week we have NFP. I'll be trading NFP tomorrow, which is Friday, alongside the community. We're going to have a live session as always, and do make sure you use the link in the video description for the Telegram community. You can be part of it. That's where we do our live sessions as well. And you can also use the timestamp to get key moments that you want to watch, if you find any moment that is your peculiar one that you want to watch to the end. So that'll be all for now, guys. Until next time, I'll see you. Keep it simple.